What is up, guys? Welcome to the Buva Crew. Today, I want to talk a little bit about something that I got here in my hand. This is a broadhead, and for those of you that don't know, this is a Rage broadhead, a Rage SS 2-blade broadhead. This broadhead is the deer... What? This broadhead is the broadhead that I used to kill my deer this past hunting season. I shot a doe past year, and it was like about 16 yards, and I made a terrible shot. Watch this video, watch it really closely. As you can see, I hit it like its upper back, and it was a bad shot. I rushed a shot and whatnot. Fortunately for me, I was shooting a Rage, and this Rage definitely helped me make a shot and make a kill shot. Fortunately for me, since I was shooting the Rage and it had the penetration and the width and just the cutting diameter and all that, it was able to hit an artery and it clipped a lung on its way out. And this deer ran about 50 yards, 75 yards, and died. This blood trail was insane. I've never seen a blood trail like this, especially for it being a terrible shot. Past couple years, my first buck ever was a 5-point. It was kind of a bad ending to that one. And I shot it with a Muzzy 4-blade, and I was like, this should do the trick. It's a fixed blade. It's going to do all this penetration. I made a bad shot, and there was still a big blood trail. It hit the shoulder blade a little bit, so I mean it's one of the reasons why it was a bad ending. But it was a big blood trail, but we never found it, and it just the deer was a fighter, and it just kept moving on. It didn't expire. But this broadhead right here, this expired the deer like instantly. I found the deer piled up in between these two deadfalls, made a little triangle. I was with my cousin. I'm like, where the heck is this deer? Look at my feet. It's right there at my feet, in this deadfall. But this broadhead is probably one of the greatest broadheads ever out there. Now, I haven't tested a whole lot of broadheads in my life. I've tested a handful of broadheads. I've tested this Rage right here. This is what it looks like. This is the smallest one they make. It's an 1.5 inch cutting diameter. This right here is a Muzzy 4-blade, the 100 grain. That's what I shoot, 100 grains. But I've shot this one. I did kill a deer with it 2 years ago. I shot my 6-point with it. It was a 1/4 inch shot, punched through the lung and like some liver and stuff, and a little bit of the gut, and killed this deer pretty fast. Not really. I let it sit for about 45 minutes, went up to it, and it was still breathing, so we gave it another hour, came back, and it was dead. But still a decent broadhead, but not my favorite. And the other one that I tested that I don't even have put together right now, but it was a G5 T3. So G5 makes a lot of broadheads. They make the Havoc, the Striker, and all that stuff. But this is the ferrule right here, T3, and then it has 3 blades right here with a spider ring or a spider clip. They say the spider clip is supposed to help with expanding, but I had major problems when I shot this broadhead. One time I shot at a buck and only 1 blade expanded. That's kind of what this episode is mainly about, this Rage broadhead, because I've shot this broadhead one time at 1 deer and killed 1 deer with it. So far I'm 1 for 1 with this broadhead. That T3 I was 0 for 2, I believe, and this Muzzy, I believe I was 1 for 2. You know, I've missed a handful of deer as well, but I'm talking about hits. And so far, this broadhead is performing way better than any other has. The downside to this broadhead, of course, is that it is a mechanical broadhead, so it is a little bit more brittle. It has a tendency to break just because, you know, it's mechanical. You got these thin blades and whatnot. This is not the particular broadhead I used to shoot my deer, but this past season I did break off right here at the end. I broke that off of the blade there when I shot. You know, common problem, you hit a bone, you hit a rib. This picture right here, this is the entrance of where I hit the deer. You can see its upper rib cage, but I did in fact hit a rib, cut it in half, and that's kind of what broke. That's what I believe broke this. But on the other hand, it is still just a wonderful broadhead. This broadhead comes in a pack of three of these broadheads right here, ferrules and blades and all. It also comes with a practice tip right here. This is a non-expandable practice tip, but it just has the weight and everything of the broadhead, so you can tune in and sight in your bow to this particular ferrule and everything. On the downside, these broadheads run you $40. This is the low side of the Rage broadhead spectrum. It's the smallest broadhead they make. You know, more penetration for slower shooting bows. Like I said, unfortunately, it'll run you $40 for only a 3-pack, when a Muzzy like this will run you I think $27 for a 6-pack. There's a big difference there. You know, there's a lot of guys who shoot Muzzy. There's a lot of guys who have had great luck with Muzzy. My dad shoots a 3-blade Muzzy and has had some wonderful success with them. It's just, for me, particularly with the bow I shoot, the Mission Craze and everything, the Muzzy have not performed the way that I wanted them to, and for that reason, I switched to Rage. My uncle shoots Rage. He has had tons of luck with Rage, some of the biggest blood trails you will ever see, and he has got a pretty nice wall of bucks. at his house. This Rage right here for me is the way to go, and I encourage you guys to test this one, whether it's just doing a penetration test or actually taking it out to the field. I really encourage you to test this Broadhead out, and I really believe that you will have some great success this season. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video a little bit helpful and informational. I'm telling you guys that Broadhead is one of my favorite Broadhead. It is my favorite Broadhead by far of all the ones I've tested, and I definitely plan to use them again this upcoming season. I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. It'll definitely help out my channel. Also, click the bell icon down there by the subscribe button. It'll notify you of any new videos, and also comment for any new product reviews that you want me to do, or video ideas for hunting and whatnot, and who cares and whatnot. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.